Hi, I'm Daniel Foley from Foley Health and Fitness. In this video, I want to talk to you about a different way to think about your health and your fitness. Because when it all comes down to it, your mindset plays a much bigger role in getting the results that you're after than most people realize that it does. And so let's talk about a different way to think about your health and your fitness and getting some results. Because it seems like everything in this industry is all about getting a quick fix, all about losing a bunch of weight really quickly, finding that miracle supplement, finding that crazy extreme workout program. But my question for you is where do all those things leave you? You get a great result in the first 6 weeks or 90 days, but you do something really extreme and you can't maintain your results anymore, and you fall off the wagon. And then you're always on this yo-yo, up and down, results, no results, results, no results. Let's talk about a way to build some momentum so that you get continual results that last, and ideally you get better year after year. But it requires a different way of thinking about it. And let's talk about how do you be more consistent? Because when it all comes down to it, the thing we've seen through the years is the clients that we have who are the most consistent, they're the ones who get the best results long term. It's great to get, lose a bunch of weight in the short term, but if you keep regaining it all the time, that's not really good for your health in the long run, or you get frustrated at the same time. So let's talk about this. So I want to change your mindset. So number one, we're going to talk about be consistent. I want you to focus on improving little by little. So stop worrying so much about how much weight you're losing, how many inches you're losing in the first week, in the first month. I want you to put the big picture in mind is, what are the habits and the practices that I can put in place that I can be consistent with over the next year, 5 years, 10 years, so to speak, and I can continue to get better with those habits. So I want you to focus on gaining it little by little. People try to do too much too soon. So we're getting close to New Year's time, so people try to do too much. They go to the gym, they go crazy, they make themselves so sore that they don't want to do it anymore, and then they quit about 2-3 weeks in. Okay, doesn't last very long, most New Year's resolutions. Or you do the same thing with the diet. You go on some crazy extreme diet, you lose a bunch of weight really quick, but you're miserable the whole time and there's no way you can sustain it. Let's talk about a better way. Let's focus on gaining it little by little, and I want you to focus on doing it every day. Show up every day and develop a habit. Maybe it's not every day, maybe you go to the gym 3 times a week, whatever it is, but I want you to focus on progressing little by little. I want you to progress less extreme amounts, but more frequently. I want you to get into the habit of a more frequent, so daily habits with your nutrition, maybe daily habits with your exercise. Go for a walk, do some push-ups, do some kind of gym workout, whatever it is, but get into a more frequent habit and really start to develop those habits. But if you're going to do it that way, you can't make yourself so sore and miserable that you cannot continue the pattern. So focus on less extreme and developing a better set of habits. And I want you to do less, because let's call it like this. Most people do too much. They do too much at the gym. They do too much change with their diet and nutrition. And they do too much and they can't sustain it. So do less. And I want you to progress slowly as well. So this is one of the biggest traps. So you get into a habit. You get into the habit of going to the gym and doing your exercise or eating better. And you start to make some progress. Let's say you go to the gym and you feel good. You started to make some progress. You get some good results. And you say, hey, I could add 20 more pounds to the bar today because I feel good. So I'm going to max it out and go for it. Well, what happens is when you do that, you actually set your progress back over the long term. So slow, consistent, steady gains. What we see is, let's say you have the ability to increase your weight on the bar by 20 pounds, but you only increase it 5. It's still more than you've done. So you're going to get some progress, you're going to get some adaptation and result from that added 5 pounds. But now you set yourself up for the next week, you could still add another 5. And then the next week, you could add another 5. And then the next week, you could add another 5. And by the time you've used up your 20 pounds, maybe you've gotten another 20 pounds stronger. And you can continue to let that course run out for a much longer period of time. And you're giving your body a much longer adaptation period where you can continue to make progress without hitting all those plateaus. And so it's a different way of thinking about it. So I'm trying to think about how much progress can I make today? How much progress can I make tomorrow? I want you to leave the gym. If we're trying to get into this habit, the first most important thing is not how much, it's how frequent. How much will come later. You can increase the amount of weights later. I want you to improve how frequently you do your habits. Okay? And then we can talk about increasing amplitude or increasing how much you do them. But improve frequency first. Okay? Which means I'm okay with you doing less but doing it more frequently to get the habit established. And then we can add more later. Okay? But people go about it the wrong way. They try to go crazy and do too much, and then they lack the consistency and they lack the frequency to get long-term results. Because otherwise, you're just up and down all the time, and you're never going to really get results that last. So, little by little, focus on little by little developing daily habits, showing up every day, or as consistently as possible, depending on what it is, and do a little bit less. So ideally, in a perfect world, I would tell you, leave the gym, maybe feeling like you could have done a little bit more. Maybe feeling like you could have done one more set, or a couple more reps, or a little bit more weight. Maybe feel like you could have done a little bit more, but you feel good. You built some momentum, you got something out of it, but you didn't wipe yourself out. And then you're motivated to come back and do it again the next day because you feel good, and now you've built some momentum, and that's how you get longer term results that last. Different way of thinking about it, I know. And it's a change of mindset for a lot of people, but it's a proven process that will get you results that truly last.